And part two of that, I'm not Rackley. Mark Rackley and Daniel Rackley are cannabis dealers. That's my mother's ex second husband. She divorced him. Okay, that's nothing to do with my mother. He's a deadbeat nurse. Okay, my mother divorced him in 1995. My mother's money is from her work and my dad, who's a builder. I'm not a Rackley. I've been dragged. This is what always happens. Why people think I'm like-minded to these deadbeat criminals is because when they do a bit of searching, my fucking useless mother had a daughter with her deadbeat second husband. So then people see that we're related. It's like, yeah, I'm not a Rackley. I'm just related because that half-caste piece of shit my mother had with her second husband. My younger sister's Sky Sheridan Fleming on my dad's side. I'm a Fleming, not a Rackley. So as soon as people start searching, they think Daniel Rackley. It's like, but I'm not. I'm not Rackley. You're talking about Daniel. Daniel Rackley. I'm not Daniel. He just keeps going around in circles. Fucking deadbeat loser, scummy piece of shit Rackley. Yeah, the Rackleys. They're low life druggos. Cannabis, heavy drugs, you name it. Mark Rackley is a nurse. He worked at the Freemason nursing home called Moonby House. His son, Daniel Rackley, he used to affiliate. Then he's up in Tamworth. Oh my god, Daniel Rackley lived there since 95 and he was involved in all the fucking criminals. So was Mark Rackley. So was Faith Rackley. They're involved in rebels and everything. They're deadbeats. I'm not related. That's my mum's ex second husband's family. It's got nothing to do with me. Nothing. I'm a Fleming. I'm from the first husband. My dad's a builder from Sydney. Nothing to do with me, what the Rackleys do, and that's why everybody thinks I'm like-minded, because as soon as they do a bit of searching, they're like, oh, but Justin's father, Justin's this. It's like, not my dad, not my family. And mum divorced him in 1995, and you people from your searching seems to know more about my ex-stepfather than I do. I don't even know him. I barely know my stepfather, and my stepbrother's a fucking loser. Now, apparently I look like him now because I got fat. I'm like, really? So I'm that ugly? Because I thought my stepbrother was bald, wasn't he? So I'm not Rackley. And this is where... So police are part of this as well. Redfern police, the dumb, useless cunts, which are so fucking idiot. Well, them and Oxley police. How it started was... So, and I'm not adopted. My dad's father, so Stanley Fleming, he was an orphan, but yeah, his name was Stanley Fleming. He was raised by Edith Kavanagh in Botany Bay, but I'm not adopted. I'm not a Rackley. This is what we keep going around in circles. So after I was mugged on Cleveland Street, so November 30th, 2007, I get mugged on Cleveland Street on my way home from work. They found some of my belongings. So I wasn't, but here's the thing. I wasn't the only person mugged. So there was a string of muggings by the same group of Aboriginals that was mugging all the people in Surrey Hills because they're deadbeat abos from Housing Commission. And they mugged people down Devonshire Street. They crossed through Riley Street and they got me on Cleveland Street. That's exactly what happened. You can check it with Detective Chopra. So there was a string of muggings in the area. I was unfortunate. I was one of them. When they recovered some of my belongings, as they were processing it, they found a gun license. The gun license with the name of Justin Rackley. Now, that doesn't exist. It was expired. I just carried it around all the time to say, hey, I have actually, because I used to say to people, I've actually trained with New South Wales Police to actually own and operate a firearm back in 1991. People didn't believe me. I'm like, I still got my license. Like, I was in the name of Rackley. I said, oh, that's because they're supposed to go off your birth certificate, but hey, dumb, useless police, because, they're not intelligent people. The police, what they did, so on my birth certificate says Mark Fleming, of course, my dad, Mark Fleming, builder. Carol Purdy, my mother. So they're supposed to go off your identification. Instead, on my last day, my stepfather, Mark Rackley, picked me up and he's talking to the sergeant in Oxley Police, and then the license came and it came in Rackley. It's like, you idiots. Because you're meant to be going off, it's an actual license for a gun. You're meant to be actually going off my birth certificate, not because this person's walked in and suddenly you've just changed. You're meant to be going off my... Anyway. But then what happened was the laws changed, so I didn't bother going up there and changing it. I didn't thought any need to because the laws changed. So I didn't bother, because the license was expired anyway. Then jump forward to 2008, they've seen this license and they've processed it and then changed my name to Rackley and then start attaching everything from Daniel Rackley and Mark Rackley to my profile. This is what Redfern Police did. Since 2008, they started attaching things. For example, Mark Rackley, who's the one, he's got all these domestic violence charges. So Mark Rackley's got all these domestic violence charges, like a string of domestic violence for his entire life. And that's Mark Rackley. And New South Wales Police started attaching them all to me. I told Mum this. Okay, but mum's up to doing a little scam again. She did a good little scam in 2017 and 2018. Okay, police they started attaching things like there was a Crime Stoppers report to do with Mark Rackley. See, I'm not bisexual. I wasn't married and I don't have kids, but police have me down as having children. They have me down attached to my profile as having children. And it wasn't until 2022, was it? No, sorry, 2023 that I have some of that corrected, but it's still not corrected. The whole lot isn't corrected. Redfern police had me down as being straight with domestic violence charges, bashing my wife or girlfriends, and having children. And none of that's true. And they've attached that to my profile since 2008. That incident belonged to Mark Rackley and other incidents that belonged to Daniel Rackley. And instead they kept like, oh, he's bi, it's this, he's that, he's got kids. It's like, none of this belongs to me. New South Wales Police attached Mark and Daniel Rackley's information to my profile. And before my mother carries on and tries to do a little scam again to go, but see, I didn't know this. Yes, she did. Yeah, she did. My mum tried to use it. She knew that in 2017. She knew it in 2017. She knew it in 2018. When my mum came to Forbes Street and did her little scam then. So what was she doing all these? Sorry, does Faith Rackley need to pay some bikie gang members ice money again, does she, Carol? Like she did when she was 21 and showed them $15,000 worth of drug dirt. So you're going to lie about your kids from your first marriage. This is what my mum does. So I kept all this like, oh, fuck, this is the nightmare. I was like, okay. But, you know, holding the green card to the US was like, forget it. You know, I'm moving to the States anyway. You know, like it's going to be an absolute mess to sift through because of how much damage the government's done. Like, I mean, that's the most insane thing. There's Mark Fleming, my mother's first husband. His children, I'm one of them. I'm one of the twins, Justin Fleming. I've always been gay. I didn't just suddenly come out and I was gay. I didn't just move to Sydney. I'm born and raised in Sydney. There's Mark Rackley. Mark Rackley's Crime Stoppers report was attached to me since like 2008 because of the mistake Redfern. Are they just all abos that work there or something? Haven't they got a brain? They're still Neanderthals, are they? They can't look at a document because that's fucking negligent from New South Wales Police. So we can keep going around in these circles, which is why they've kept this going for 11 years. Which is actually why everything since 2009, like when Giovanni smashed my car door, then barged into my place, and I pushed him out, and I was like, that was a bit heavy-handed. Even Giovanni's like, what? Like, how come you got arrested? I was like, because I told him I pushed you out the door. He's like, that's weird. I'm like, I know that's weird. And I've had a clean record. Never done anything in my life. I've never been in jail, never been arrested. And that was back. Anyway, find out why is because all the Rackley stuff was getting attached to my profile. So when they first type in my name, it gets a Crime Stopper report to do with domestic violence against his wife. Yeah. So then when I pushed Giovanni out, they arrested me. And it's like, now we know why all this shit was happening from New South Wales Police. So if I've got a good legal team, then you can definitely sue state government. Plus, living with health conditions and injuries, you're actually harassing someone living with disability.